Hello and welcome everybody to this week's Live with Sarah, and this is the end of 2024 live. So if you have just joined me already with me, thank you for joining me live this week. I do apologise, I've got to set up an event for this, but I am here live with you and I will remember to do it as soon as I finish this for next Monday. So I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas, and this year just seems to have flown so fast. But what I like to do at the end of the year, and what I have done traditionally for the last decade as I run my membership site, was to do an end of year call and to look at this year and to have a bit of a reflect and to let go anything we need to let go of, acknowledge anything that was good. And also to look towards the new year 2025 and how we feel about that, because we can have lots of different emotions, and we're going to do some work around that today. So I hope you're all excited about that and can join me with that. It's always really good at this time of year to look back on the year that we've just had, look at things that we have achieved, if we've set ourselves goals or intentions, how we've fared with that, what we have achieved, what has been good. Even if it's been one of those years that you're really glad to see the back of, which I imagine is going to be true for many people, there's always some good in that, either lessons that we have learned, awarenesses that we have gained, wisdom. There's so much good even amongst the chaos sometimes. So I do invite you just to have a think and have a reflect of what were the best bits of this year. And what I always tend to do when I do this, I tend to look through my diary, I tend to look through photographs, and then I can see what I've done, because we forget, don't we? And we forget about all the wonderful moments that we can have. And sometimes, especially if the worst things have sort of overshadow, it can just think, oh, it's just been a terrible year. But there's always a silver lining, there's always some good. Even it's that you've just learned to be more resilient or learned things about yourself that's helped you grow. So I invite you to have a reflect on that, and just let me know if there is any emotions or any things that you would like to let go of, that you don't want to take forward into the new year. And also how you feel about 2025. So we're going to focus on this year initially, and then we'll cast our eyes to 2025 and see what emotions that we have there, how we feel about that, so we can let go. Firstly, acknowledge anything that is there, if there's any fear, if there's any worry, if there's any like trepidation or anything like that, so we can just let that go, so that we feel more peace in our hearts, and we feel better around that. One thing for sure, as we all know, we are human, we are having this human experience, and having that human experience, it's up and down, as we know. We have challenges, things go good, then they go rubbish, and that is life. But it's really for us to be able to take it as it comes, really, to appreciate the good moments, and when they're not so good, to allow us to just move through them and that they do pass. So Babs said we have got excitement about the coming year, but there's also fear of disappointment. Yeah. So Deborah, you're saying anger. So let's start on 2024 first. So how you're feeling about this year. So Deborah, I just want to confirm that's anger from 2024. So if you can just let me know. So when you think about this past year, what are the emotions that you're holding on to? Have things happened that you are really angry about? Just let me know, and just start typing in so we can get some different emotions, and we can start to move them. So we've got our lovely Babbies who's on as well. She's going to tune in as well to the collective. And when we do these lives, I always want to incorporate and include everyone that may watch this video in the future. So there may be some emotions that have come up that not actually resonating for you for this particular year, but it may be for someone that's going to watch this in the future. But please do share what's there for you, so I can support you and we can help shift this, so we can start 2025 in a different vibration, a more positive, more empowering, more peaceful vibration. So Deborah's saying yes for the last 5 years. So we've got a lot of grief, we've got a lot of sadness that's coming up. Okay, so Babs is just going to keep tuning into the collective. Let's also just get in our bodies, shall we? When we have these difficult emotions, when we have difficult situations, and we're challenged with all the things that are going on, we can literally fly out of our body, so that we're not really present in our body. And this is a coping mechanism for so many people. It's been very true from myself. I really do try to feel the uncomfortableness now. It's not very pleasant, but just so I can really acknowledge what's there, and rather than just trying to ignore it, push it to the side. Let's take a bit of courage. It's not very nice at all, but it is a really powerful thing to be able to do, to really acknowledge how we truly feel. And sometimes we are just angry, and if we can just feel that anger, and if we can express it in a healthy way, it passes. But where the challenge is when we can hold on to it, or it's stacked. That anger gets stacked, for example. So we're going to be looking all of that today for us. We've got resent and resentment coming up. I'm just going to make a note of these. We've got regret and resentment. This will get in our bodies, so I invite you to just join me, and let's just take some deep breaths in. We're going to breathe in deeply through the nose, and just hold it for a second, then a slow exhale. Just imagine that it's all just draining away from your body. Nice deep breath in, and just breathe in calm. And then once again, that slow exhale. And then take a nice deep breath in again. And that slow exhale. We're just letting our body know that we're safe. As you breathe in, I want you to imagine that you're calling yourself back to yourself. So breathing in. And just imagine that you're just calling all of your energy back inside your body. Welcome to Edith, who's just joined us. We're just taking a few breaths. And just make those exhales just longer than that inhale if you can. Breathing in, just set the intention. Let's call all of you back into your body. And I like to imagine that you're sort of blowing yourself up from inside. So as you breathe in, you're pulling all of that energy back. I tend to do that with my fingers and toes, and I feel more present. We'll just do one more deep breath in. Just call all of you back. That's it. And just relax. And you should notice that you just feel a little bit more present. So let's have a look at how we are feeling about this year. What do we want to let go of? What do we not want to take into 2024? So we've got anger, we've got grief, sadness, we've got regret, resentment. What else is there? So just have a think, just have a feel into that and see what comes up, if there is anything else. So we've got our lovely Babs who's tuning in to the collective, and for anyone that's going to watch this, I always set that intention, because I know people have found my videos in the most random of ways sometimes. I do post these onto YouTube as well, just to reach those that aren't on Facebook. And we want to try and help everyone that may be watching this, anyone that's going to be drawn to this video. So just have a little feel. You might think, well, I've had a great year. Or there may be like, oh, there's been a lot of rubbish that's happened this year, a lot of stress. Maybe it's the stress of this year that you want to let go of. I'm going to make a note of that, because I know a lot of us can hold on to so many different things. So is there anything else that you would like to let go of this year? Just let me know. And let's have a little tune in. So as we do this, I am going to invite you to just feel, just to notice, just to check in if, yeah, I've got this emotion, I feel like this too. And we can then start to move it. We've got lots of anger towards ourselves for being in the same patterns and habits. Yeah, isn't that so true? I think I know for myself, it's been really personal. We all tend to turn it back onto ourselves. So we want to let that go, don't we? We don't want to take that into the next year. We want to have a bit of forgiveness and some compassion for ourselves, yeah? So I'm going to invite you to just to tune in. I'm going to say some different emotions and just see if it resonates with you, if you're getting a yes. If you know how to do the sway, if you to get a yes or a no from your body, I do invite you to just to check in. And if you know how to muscle test with your fingers, you can make a ring and do this, or you can do this. There's different videos on YouTube that show you how to muscle test. If you know how to do that, please do that. If you're just quite able to just tune in to see how you feel, do that as well. Okay, so let's also go to anger. I know there is some anger because obviously we've had that typed in, anger towards ourselves, and there's a lot of anger about this year. So let's just tune into that anger and just give that anger a scale on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being tiny, 10 being is high. And let's just include into that rage as well, that anger and rage, where that's being projected towards ourselves or just for this year in general. Okay, so you may notice, you may feel that in your body. And if you are checking if you have that emotion, let's also, or if you're getting a no for that, I want you to check if there's any hidden anger. If there's any hidden anger around this year. Because I'm getting, sometimes we think, no, I'm not angry. But if we ask, have I got hidden anger? There's, yeah, it's absolutely there. Okay, so I just invite you also to give me your permission. I'm just going to ask our higher self permission for everyone that's going to watch this, and if you'd like to give me permission, that'd be cool. We can start releasing this. So let's just acknowledge that anger, feel that anger if you can. Let's just start releasing that now. So just take some breaths. And let's start releasing and unlocking and dissolving all that anger that is trapped, all that anger about 2024, all that anger that you have towards yourself. Let's just start allowing that to release and dissolve now, please. Okay, can we just acknowledge whatever that is that's holding that anger in place, please? Can we go into parallel lifetimes? Can we go into, show me past lifetimes as well for people, please? And can we just acknowledge wherever this anger first stemmed from, whatever lifetime that may be, wherever that may be, can we just start to treat that, please? Can we just dissolve any energy reversals as well, please, around that? Thank you. Any hidden anger, let's just start to move that, release that, please, for everybody. And bring that rage energy as well. And let's just start releasing that as well. Can we also acknowledge, please, all the thoughts and beliefs, feelings and emotions, the patterns, habits, the programs, the memories, any attachments to this anger? And can we just start to release that, please, in the perfect way for everyone with speed, ease and under divine grace? Thank you. And can we also acknowledge the resistance to letting this anger go? We can have a lot of resistance to letting go of emotions, even if they're not very nice emotions, because it's part of who we are, it's part of our identity. It can fuel us, it can give us that energy sometimes we need, you know. So let's just acknowledge if there's any resistance there to letting that go. And can we just start to let, it's difficult, just can we just treat that, please, for everyone, all the resistance to letting go, especially when these emotions are harmful for people, because when we hold on to an emotion, we can push it down. That's when it can cause dis-ease within our bodies because we're suppressing stuff. So we really want to, you know, being angry or feeling anger, it's a healthy thing. It's just an emotion. So just energy, emotion. When it causes a problem is when it gets stuck. When it gets stuck in our energy, it can cause a real problem, especially when it's been held on for a long time. And I know, Debbie, you said like the last 5 years. So we want to be able to release that. So can we just go to the very first event that caused this anger to get stuck in people's body, please? And can we just treat that, please? Any shock, any trauma around that, any injustice? We just start to move that resistance to letting it go. Any hidden resistance, anywhere it's connected into that identity, and anywhere it's also connected into those core beliefs of people. Can we just start treating that, please? How does that feel? Anger. So it's feeling clearer for me. Feels a lot like, and let's just acknowledge that we feel this, and let's also just bring that energy of forgiveness as well. forgive ourselves. Forgive ourselves for feeling these emotions towards ourselves or feeling this way in general. And forgiveness of others is incredibly powerful. And I know sometimes we don't want to forgive people because they've been an arsehole or they've been really bad, and it's like, oh. But when we forgive others, we set ourselves free because we let go of that resentment, that anger, that rage that's in that. But I want you to just be willing to forgive yourself. Be willing to, yeah, just be able to let it go. Let's just acknowledge if there's any resistance to letting go. Yeah, it feels like it's come, but still some there. So let's just start releasing all that remaining anger that we have trapped there, everything that's connected to this year. Can we just release and release whatever's holding that in place? If there's any thoughts, beliefs, feelings, or emotions that are caught up in that, so good. Can we just acknowledge that, please? Treat that, please. Thank you. And if that resistance that is there, and anywhere this is inherited as well, can we just call in all of that ancestral energy, acknowledge that, and can we just treat that as well, please, for everybody? Thank you. Let's just allow that to move. Any of that rage energy that may be connected into that, and we just treat that and release that, please, for people. Any energy reversals connected around that. Yeah, I know that anger is fear and power. What can happen is we can get stacked energies and emotions. So let's just acknowledge that fear. Let's acknowledge fear and powerlessness. And we can very much feel this when there's so much that's going on in the world and in our own lives. We feel powerless to do much about that. So let's just acknowledge that, and let's just allow that to start to be released for all of you, please. Let's release. Let's acknowledge all this fear. Can we acknowledge all that hidden fear as well, please? And just start to release that. Any of that resistance to letting that go, let's allow that to move through you as well. Just keep taking those breaths. Any thoughts and beliefs, feelings and emotions, patterns, habits, programs, memories, anything else that's connected with that fear, can we acknowledge that, please, and allow that to move anywhere this is ancestral? Can we go back to the very first ancestors? Very sucking. Can we just treat that any reversal so we can just allow that to move? And anywhere any of this is connected to any past lifetimes, can we take it back to all the beginning past lifetimes, please, for everybody? Treat that, dissolve any energy reversal, shock, trauma, anything that may be there. Just allow that to move. When we're letting go of difficult emotions, such as fear, such as anger, we're not making anything that may have happened right or have an excuse. We're just freeing ourselves from it. We are really just freeing ourselves. It doesn't mean we're never going to feel fear again, or we're never going to feel anger again, or any of that, because we will. Trust me, I've cleared a lot of it myself, and I know we still do. However, we will feel it, experience it, and then it will move through us. It's when things get stuck, okay? We just want to let go what we're holding on to, the energy of 2024. And it feels like when I'm tuning into the energy of 2024, it feels like it's quite heavy. It's like a lot of baggage. The energy on the collective, it feels, there is a lightness to it in ways, but it feels like there's that heaviness there. So we just want to acknowledge that, and we just want to start allowing that to move. So all you need to do is just take some deep breaths, breathing in, breathing out. Relaxing on that exhale and just acknowledging what emotions are coming up in your body. Being willing to let go. Just shift that resistance. Because we're not making anything right or anything like that. We're literally just freeing ourselves from these emotions that can hold us down and really drag down our vibration as well. Because what happens is when we're holding a lot of anger or resentment or any of that emotion within, even if we're not expressing it on a day-to-day, that can fly up. And it's like that. It's like having your computer open and you've got programs that are running in the background when you haven't reconciled with what's happened and the emotions that are around that. It's running in the background. So although you are completely oblivious to it, is still running there in the background. And that's what we want to do. We just want to let that go, close down those programs that we've got running. So we've just got the one up, and that's the present. Yeah. Okay. Deborah, let me know how that anger is doing for you, if there feels like there's anything else. And let's just keep going. Hello, Bella, who's just joined us. We're just looking at emotions, darling. So just take some breaths and just tune in and just see if you feel any emotions. Okay, so let's go to the grief and the sadness from this year. So if there's any grief or sadness, you can check in and ask, am I holding any grief and sadness from this year? And you may get a yes or a no, or you may just feel that. Is there any hidden grief and sadness from this year? Okay. And let's just start to release that. Let's acknowledge the resistance to letting go again. And let's just allow that to move through for everybody. And any grief and sadness, anywhere this may be inherited, it's an ancestral thing that we can't quite shift because it's come through our ancestors, we've inherited it. Let's just acknowledge that. Let's allow that to move as well. And any of this that may have stemmed in a parallel past lifetime, let's just try that. Let's just acknowledge that and allow that to move as well. Grief and sadness. Anything that it may stem from what we're being holding on to this year, let's just allow that to move. It feels like all the energy is just sort of moving, and let's allow that to move for you. And sometimes emotions just need to be acknowledged and then they can move through. Deborah's internet bad. She's in the middle of the field. Oh, Deborah, I hope you're nice and warm. It's been quite mild, hasn't it? So I hope you're having fun in the middle of the field. Okay. Let's keep going through these emotions. Let's have a look at regret. 2024, what do we feel regret about? Oh, but do we have any regrets? Let's just acknowledge. Just think, when you think of this year, what regrets do we have for 2024? What didn't we do? What do we wish we had have done? Or what we did and we wish we hadn't done that. Let's just acknowledge if there's regret. Once again, you can muscle test, you can sway, and have I got any regret in my energy? Have I got any hidden regret in my energy about 2024? And let's just start acknowledging that. So can we just treat and dissolve all of that regret that we have trapped in everybody's energy from this life past our parallel lifetimes, please? Anyway, any of that may be inherited as well. Can we take it back to the first ancestors and treat that, please? Thank you. Any injury reversals are holding that as well. Let's allow that to move through for everybody. Okay. Let's just keep allowing that regret. And any thoughts and beliefs, feelings and emotions, patterns, habits, programs, memories, anything around that as well. We can often think, oh, I should have done this. Oh, you're stupid, you idiot, blah, blah, blah. We literally are our own worst enemies, are we not? What we say to ourselves. So let's just acknowledge that. Let's just acknowledge that and allow ourselves to just let go of that. Any remaining, but can we just release that, please? Yeah. I'm saying hurt. People are feeling a lot of hurt. Okay, so let's acknowledge this hurt we're feeling and what we're feeling hurt about. There's so many ways we can feel hurt. With things that have happened, being betrayed. There's just so many different ways that we can feel hurt. Do you have hurt? Are you holding on to hurt from this year in some way, shape or form? Is there any hidden hurt that you're holding on to? Let's just acknowledge that. And let's just start to release. Let's start releasing that now. You just need to breathe, and let's just allow that to move for everybody, please. All this energy of hurt and any other thoughts and beliefs, feelings, emotions that are connected into that. If that's sadness, if that's grief, betrayal. Let's just acknowledge that, please, and let's allow that to move for everyone. If any of this hurt is connected, something that's happened in the past lifetimes, treat that, please, at source. Dissolve any energy reversals of that, please, for everybody. And anywhere this may be an inherited thing, we can carry a lot of inherited emotions. Their ancestors, let's just allow that to shift as well, please. Okay. with speed, ease, and under divine grace. Okay. How's that, Babs? Can you just do a little bit of a sweep of the energies and just see what is coming up? I'm going to move on to resentment. Sometimes we can hold resentment. We can hold it about obviously lots of things. Is there any resentment around this year? Is there things that you wanted to do but you couldn't? Maybe other people did, or just whatever. Just checking if there's any resentment, if there's any hidden resentment in your energy. And let's just allow that to be acknowledged and release. Let's allow that to move. Anything hidden, trapped to that. And anyway, there's that resistance once again to letting this go. Let's just acknowledge that resistance, wherever that come from. Retreat that, please. And just allow that to move through. Okay, so let's have a just check in, have a little check in. How are you feeling? Hopefully you're feeling a lot lighter already. People feel bruised and there's a lot of soul exhaustion. Yeah, it's been an incredibly tough year for so many people. And it does feel like that, isn't it? Soul exhaustion. Okay, let's just acknowledge all of that, shall we? Let's acknowledge this hurt, this bruising energy, everything that you've been through the year, the stress of it, the worry of it, the challenges of it, the ups and downs of it. Let's just allow that. Let's allow that just to start to move. And so can we just bring in divine light and grace, please, for everybody? Can we just bring in healing, please, for all of this energy, this bruising, where we've been pretty battered, and just allow that to just start to heal for people, please. Can we just acknowledge any thoughts and beliefs, feelings, emotions that may be in the way of that and treat those? Any patterns, habits, programs? Let's just allow that. So I want you, if you can all imagine, we're always connected to Source. If you just imagine this light, this connection, and just imagine you have a real big bright light above your head, and just going to breathe in that light into your crown. Breathing in that light into your head. You may notice that you see that light as you do that. Breathing that light into your head. Breathing that light down your body into your heart. And let's just breathe that energy down into your root. And just imagine you've got this waterfall of light. Can we just please expand that, please, for everyone? The maximum that can expand. Allow that to flow the maximum it can flow for everyone, please. And imagine that you're just in this beautiful shower of light that's just flowing down, filling your body, filling you, allowing your soul to be renewed. Let's just call back all parts of your soul that aren't with you, whether they've been taken, whether you've given away, whatever may have happened there. Let's just allow all of that to come back. And if we can just bring it, please, in under the energy of grace for everybody, and that energy of renewal. And then just acknowledge and notice what's in the way of that. What maybe we're stopping that? Well, we can allow that in, but why can't we allow that in? Is there anything that's in the way there? So whatever that is, let's just treat that, please. Can we just acknowledge whatever this energy is? Can we just allow that to move, please, for everybody? Whether it's from this life, past life, parallel lifetimes, just treat that, please. Anywhere it may be inherited, just treat that as well, please. Any implants, anything that we have trapped in that, it's just... Okay, and just imagine that light is just flowing into you. So when we think of 2024 now and the energy of 2024 now, how does that feel? I always get metaphors, and how I'm seeing it is, it felt like it was this quite big energy, and it's just reduced right down. But please do let me know. Please type in and let me know how you're feeling. If you feel different when you think of 24, does it feel like that's over? Is there any? I feel like we've got two straggling energies that are hanging there. So could we just treat those, please? Can we just treat anything else that's remaining there, that's hidden there? Just allow them to move any resistance around, whatever that is. Can you just treat that, please, in the perfect way for everybody? Letting go, the intention of letting go, the energetics, everything from this year we don't want to be taken into the new. Does feel a lot lighter, doesn't it? Bad to say, it feels lighter too. Yay, this is good. Okay. March 24. I feel it feels like there's an acceptance of it now and a readiness for 2025. Yes, Deborah's saying yes, lighter. Yeah, awesome. It does, doesn't it? It felt like when initially tuned in, it's like, and it feels so much lighter now. It's like we can just let that go. We don't need to take that into 2025. So when we think of 2025, how do you feel? How do you feel about 2025? We can have lots of emotions around this. I mean, I personally feel excited. I've got something that I'm planning to do at the beginning of the year, or start doing at the beginning of the year, which I'm looking to be getting out into the world. Been a long time coming, and I feel excited about that. I have the clarity around that, so I feel quite excited. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of hard work involved in that, but it feels quite good. In general, I'm not feeling anything bad when I think of the year 2025, and certainly when we look at the numerology. Now, I do like numerology, but I haven't looked at it for 2025. But how I see the year of 2025 on an energetic level is it feels quite sharp. It's not the right word to use, but it's the word I feel like I'm going to get. It feels quite clear, quite sharp, I feel like it's going to be a lot of change, generally it feels much lighter, but that doesn't mean we're not going to have the heavy stuff that can come with it. But I think 2025 is going to be a real pivotal year. I think there's going to be challenges, but I think there's also going to be a lot of change. I think when we look back at the end of 2025, we're going to be like, wow, what a year. But there's going to be good. So excited about fear around pain. So we can have a lot of, we can have that excitement, but there's also that fear, the stress, the overwhelm, the worry, because it can also be a very worrying time for many people, and fear is huge. So let's just tune into 2025. Let's just go for one of the biggies, shall we? The fear. Oh yeah, that feels heavy. Okay, can we just acknowledge all the hidden fear we've got in people as well? That makes it a lot more heavy, doesn't it? I don't know if you can feel that in yourselves. As I'm tuning in, it's like, okay, let's just start acknowledging all that fear, shall we? The fear, we fear what's going on in the world, fear of how that's going to impact our own individual lives, the fear that we have for others, fear about failing, all the different fears that we can have. The fear around 25, let's just start to acknowledge, and let's just start to release. So just breathe. Think of all the fears. Think of that fear. Allow yourself to think, oh yeah. And then we can just start to release that. All the resistance to letting go of that. We treat that piece of watches. Can we also acknowledge all the thoughts and beliefs and feelings and emotions, the patterns, habits, programs, memories that's connected to that, any implants, dissolve. And allow that to move, please, for everyone with speed, ease, and divine grace. Yes. Yes, allow that to shift, please. Can we also acknowledge if any of this fear about 2025 is connected to anything in the past lifetimes, and if any of that fear for the future, because obviously it's a future, if there's anything of that, if there's any of that inherited, ancestral, can we just take that back, please? Very first, treat that, dissolve any energy reversals around that, so we can just clear that out, please, as well. Fear of future, fear of what's to come. We always work like this, Deborah, because there's especially when we're doing work like this, there can be so many different things, and it's nice to be able to get that feedback of what's going on out there. It just makes it a lot easier for me when I have someone that's able to do that, and I love little Babby's. She's a little angel. So we want to incorporate this for everybody if we can for this. So it's wonderful, isn't it, when you're like, oh my gosh, that's me, but maybe I can't articulate it. Let's keep letting go. Oh, that fear. It's reducing massively. It feels like, in a way, it's like a habit. It's a habit to fear. We're taught to fear. We should fear, you know. So acknowledge all the patterns, habits, programs around that, please. Can we just treat them and all the resistance to actually let go of that fear? Can we allow that to move, please, for people? And can we also bring into the mix, as this is shifting, the worry that we have, the worry about 2025, what's going to happen in the world, how is this going to impact me, how's it going to impact my family, worry about how we're going to survive, how we're going to get through things, all those different worries that we can have. Let's just acknowledge those, and let's just acknowledge that and allow them to start to move as well. And so could we just be treating all of this, please, in the perfect way for everyone, releasing and dissolve anything that's stuck in the energy reversals in anyone's energy, please. This life, past life, parallel lifetimes, anywhere this inherited. Once again, we just dissolve and treat all of that, please, in the perfect way for everybody. Can we also acknowledge all those thoughts and beliefs, feelings and emotions, patterns, habits, programs, memories, any implants or attachments here to this? Can we just treat those as well, please? In the perfect way, so just allow that to move, that fear and worry to dissipate, please, for everyone about the future, and allowing that to just shift for everybody in the most gentle, harmonious way. Welcome, Danny. It's just joined us. And let's just feel. How's that feeling, Babs? It feels like the fear. I feel we've still got a little bit of fear about what's to come. A little bit of trepidation is the word I want to say. Whew. You know, and in a way, it's like, well, I can't really let go of this fear because there's a lot going on and things can happen. It's just to have that more of a different perspective, and just to give a different perspective is there's a higher power. Yeah, we all know that higher power. We know there's a higher power. Whether we call it higher power God, whether we call it universe, whether we call it Buddha, whether we call it the divine, whatever name we give the higher power, I'll use the word God within this. There's an order to this world and things that are beyond our control, but it's in the order. So I like to come from the perspective of, I don't want to worry about things or fear things before they happen, because when we're in that vibration of fear and worry and trepidation, we're holding it in our energy. Remember, we're a bit like a magnet. So, and it can cause dis-ease in the body as well. So we want to acknowledge that and allow that to move through. Doesn't mean we're never going to feel those emotions again. But I like to think myself, and I hope this will help some of you, just having that perspective that God's in control. Okay. And we're in control of us and how we feel about it. And to trust it's going to work out. And I always think the worst case scenario, I die, I go home. Not that I want to die anytime soon or anything like that, but it's just that different perspective, and coming from that perspective, it feels so much lighter. It feels more like there's a divine order in this world, in this universe, and we can play our part when we feel differently. We lift others, we impact other people with our energy. And that's part of the change that's happening on this planet. So I just wanted to share that. I hope that's given some of you some comfort, or just a different perspective to way I look at things, and just to know that things are working out. And sometimes we don't. I'm just getting a story, and I'm sure I've told this story about two travelling angels, and about how things are not always what they seem. I won't go into it now because I want to crack on with these emotions. But yes, I hope that's helpful. Anyway. So I'm saying just Sponsy, phrase just popped into my head. Same shit, different year. How many people have thought that? Same shit, different year. I think we all thought that at some point, probably. So it is that energy of despondency. Yes, Babs. And you can feel that, can't you? So let's just acknowledge that. Let's just acknowledge all this energy of despondency. and just allow that to start to move. Do we want the same shit, different year? No, we want better shit, different year. We want good stuff. We want, you know, either having some kind of personal breakthrough or achieving something that you want to do, or just to have a different spin and an energetic outlook around things can really make a big difference. Does that mean everything goes plain sailing? No, because life isn't like that. However, it's for us, it's to shift how we're feeling. When we feel different emotions, when we're able to let go of things that are holding us back, and emotions hold people back so much, as well as our beliefs and our core beliefs, but it's all intermingled. When that's freer, when that's clearer, you're able to deal with things differently. You're able to do things differently. It makes such a huge difference to how we act and behave and are based on what we're feeling. So, yeah, so let's go to sponsor. Let's just treat that, please. I think perhaps you said apathy as well, didn't you, on here? So let's just acknowledge all of that, and let's just start releasing and dissolving that. There's that energy of melancholy. Let's just acknowledge and start releasing that, please. And can we just once again acknowledge the thoughts and beliefs, the feelings and emotions, the patterns, habits, programs, memories, everything that we have trapped with that, and allow that to move. Just keep allowing that to move. Keep allowing that to move. Allowing that to move. Past lifetimes, it's released. Okay. It's feeling lighter, but there's something there that I'm still feeling. It's like that heavy energy that this. It's like a layer. It's like we've cleared some stuff and then we've got to something. It's like, okay, what are you? Let's just treat that, please, superconscious. You know what it is. Let's just treat and dissolve that, please. Any energy reversals, let's dissolve that. Any thoughts, beliefs, feelings, emotions, patterns, habits, programs, memories, anything else that's trapped within that. Any implants, can we just treat all of that now, please? Just release and dissolve that now. Thank you. Okay. That's feeling clearer. Okay, so how are we all doing? How does that feel? Oh, let's take a nice deep breath. How's that feeling? You think about 2025 now. How does that feel? Feel much lighter? What else have we still got there? What emotions? There is still some emotions that I'm feeling there. They're not predominant emotions, they're like under the surface emotions. I feel like there's still a bit of anger, a bit of resentment, a bit of energy towards people in the world that are doing bad things. Worry. Yeah, it feels like there's yeah. Okay, let's just acknowledge that. Let's just acknowledge this energy. Let's just stop treating and dissolving that, please. Oh, any remaining worry, any remaining fear, resentment, or annoyance, frustration, those emotions that we can have, and it's a bit like helplessness and a desperation. I mean, I'm sure anyone who's in the UK with me, we know what we've got going on over here at the moment. It's bloody annoying, frustrating. You can see through the shit of most of the people, excuse my language. And it's like, oh man, really? Come on, please everyone, wake up so we can start shifting and changing this. So, but let's just acknowledge that. Let's just acknowledge it. It's like despondency in a little bit. Let's just start all of this energy. So can we just start treating all of this in a perfect way? Let's release and dissolve that, please, from everybody's mind, body, and energy. Anything that's been holding on to this from past lives, treat that, please, now. Anyway, any of this is held on to by ancestral, can we just treat that now? Thank you. And any thoughts and beliefs, feelings and emotions, patterns, habits, programs, anything that we've got holding on to this, can we just acknowledge what those are? And can we just treat those, please? Let's dissolve those now. Thank you. let's just allow that to. I'm still feeling, I know Babs, if you put in worry, I'm still feeling that there is an energy of worry, and this feels more of on a personal level for people. How am I going to survive? How am I going to afford to eat? The cost of living. There feels that general worry around that. So let's just acknowledge that. The thing is with worrying, it gives us more to worry about in a way. If we can let go of that, and it feels like when we let go of this, it's like trusting in a higher power. Yeah, trusting God, trusting in ourselves, that all the resources, everything that we need will come to us. It may not come to us how we expect. It may not come to us exactly how we want, but we will be provided for when we have that faith. I think it really, really boils down to having that faith bigger than anything else. I know for myself, and I know for Babs as well, we having that faith is, and I'm sure many of you as well, that's the most important thing, having that faith and having that trust in the divine, and knowing that our needs will get met. That we, as we know, we're in a group called Earth Angels. You know, there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of light workers, Earth, it's probably so much more than that really, on the planet. They're on the planet. What do we want to do? We want to help other people, support other people, do the things that we can. So when you let go of the worry, when you can let go of the fear, and you can trust and ask for help, ask God, pray, ask your angels, yeah, and surrender to that, and allow yourself to be supported and be held. And I know when I do that, when I pray, when I ask for help, it gets answered. It doesn't always get answered in the way I expected, but they get answered. Okay, so I really want to encourage you to do that. Is having that surrender and trust, but saying yeah. And I feel like I've been in such a state of that myself. And I know Babs, obviously, you met Babbies last week, and we had a most amazing week. Busy. See so much for my family and friends. It was like the best time, and I love little Babbies. And it was one, and it felt very surrendered. Very surrendered. Deborah saying, I have faith in the Creator. Yes, Deborah, absolutely. So when we can hold that, when we can make that our predominant truth, it makes it so much easier. When we don't have that faith, when we don't have that trust in God, in the universe, it can become really hard and more challenging. So, and I really believe with the planet, we're going for ascension, we know it's going to get worse, it gets better, sort of thing. Ultimately, we're all going to be coming home to the truth that we love, that we're, God loves all of us, and the universe loves us. We're here to expand and grow, and yes, there's a lot of shitty people on the planet and a lot of bad people and bad stuff going on, but that's why we're all here. That's why we're here. So when we can free ourselves from the things that are holding us back, it makes such a huge difference. It really does. Okay, so let's just tune in again. How are we feeling about 2025? Please do type in. Perhaps just have a sweep and just check in for the energetics of it. It feels so much more calmer. I think that it feels like there's still a few little niggles about things, but I don't feel like there's so much that's emotions that are trapped around that. Just type in and just let me know. How are we feeling? Are we excited? I'm excited. New year. I know when you think about it, we've got the Chinese New Year. There's lots of different New Years. We've got a new day every day. Every day is a blessing. It feels more like a blank canvas. Now it's up to us what we want to create. Yes. So what would we like to bring more of in 2025? What would we like to bring more of? Would we like to bring more love, more connection, more laughter? I love laughing. More joy. You know, that heartfelt connection we can have with people. Would we like to bring more of that connection with ourselves, love within ourselves? What would we like to bring more of into 2024? And it could be when we need more money, or we need a new home, or we need things that we have. When I think about what I would personally like to bring in more in 2025, more faith. I'm very faithful, but more. Be more faithful, be more trusting in the divine, to be able to be and live my true nature and purpose, to do what I'm here on the planet to do, that only I can uniquely do. We all have so many gifts and talents and reasons for being here. Yeah, we have our personal missions, you know. I've got two beautiful kids that those of you that know me for a long time know, Angel and Evan, both at high school now. And obviously being the best mum I can be, and I just adore them. Children, I know they drive me crazy sometimes, as anyone with children knows. And to be the best version of myself that I can be, to live my true nature and purpose, to love myself more, to love my body more, that's the kind of things that I'm thinking. I'm certainly thinking, right, well, I won't earn this amount of money and da 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 da. There's nothing material in what I want to bring more of in 2024. And that doesn't mean that that's right or wrong, because we're all totally different. But I do invite you to think, what would you like to bring more of in? And I know our lovely little babbies that you all met last week, Joris, cleverly disguised as a little elf, is in the process of writing the most amazing book. It's about her journey. We've been speaking about that last week with babbies, and I'm excited about that, in being there for Babs and supporting her as she's doing the work to create that and bring that out into the world. It's going to be a beautiful book for so many people, and I know that's going to be one of Babs. I know that is one of Babs' goals and intentions for this year. So Deborah's saying, yes, more faith and trust. Most of the time I do, then a little doubt creeps in. Doesn't it always? And when that doubt creeps in, I have this too, Deborah. And it's a bit of a nightmare sometimes when you're like, hey, I'm going to do this. And what I find is I lose me inspiration, I lose my motivation, the doubt creeps in. And it's like, oh, woe is me. And I can tend to wallow in it, in that, you're rubbish, all those beliefs that we tell ourselves, and we can feel so rubbish about ourselves, and all the hurtful things we say. And then I get to the point where I get bored of wallowing and I'm going back on again. I think with all of it, it's really just holding that and surrendering to a higher power. We are not doing this on our own. None of us are. We are all here. We all have guardian angels. We all have a guardian dragon. Jesus died for all of us to forgive us for our sins. When we're like, oh my gosh, I'm a bad person, forgive yourself. We're already forgiven if we seek to forgive ourselves. And we can, come to that place and having that trust. And when we have that doubt, we need to surrender it. So Barry's saying, looking forward to creating and publishing it. I'm looking forward to that too, Barry's. And it's a journey. It's going to be a journey for all of us. Let's embrace that journey. Let's just know that this year is a lot. We'll make it. Shit's going to happen. Let's be honest. We're going to have challenges. There's going to be a lot of things that happens in a year that we have absolutely zero control over. But we do have control over how we feel. We do have control over how we respond. And we do have control over our perspective of what's going on as well. Okay, so let's just finish up with getting everyone into heart. So I hope that's been really enjoyable and helpful for all of you. I hope you're feeling a lot lighter. Yeah, thank you 2024, and goodbye and welcome 2025. Let's make this the best year yet. There's, as I say, I do think there's gonna be some challenges. But we can hold that faith within ourselves have faith, that trust, and to remember that we all make such a difference. I'm going to be here live every week for the foreseeable future. I am creating something I'm super excited about bringing out to the world. And I will tell you more details, because as I do that, I'm going to want some people to help me out with that. So I will let you know more of that next year. But till then, I do wish you all a wonderful new year, whatever you may be doing, whether you're going to go to bed and wake up, or whether you're having a party to celebrate, or whether you're just being by yourself. I love having that. I've had several New Years where I've just been by myself, my home with some candles, you know, and just set that intention. It's been beautiful. This particular year, I'm going round my ex's sisters. We're having a party with the children, so we're going to celebrate in that way. But whatever you do, I do wish you all a wonderful new year, and here's to the best 2025 year, and making it the best, and making in ourselves. Yeah, so let's just do a super quick connection, closing your eyes, taking some deep breaths again, and on the exhale, just surrender. Just let everything go, blow out any thoughts, let everything drain away. Breathing in, slow exhale. I don't want you to imagine that. Place your hands over your heart if you like to, and breathing in through your heart. Breathing that love in through your heart, and relaxing on that exhale. Breathing in again through your heart, breathing in that love that's there for you. All the way down to your toes and the tips of your fingers, and relax. Seeing that light, that source, breathing that light in. Allowing it to flow over you, through you, all the way down to your toes, and just surrender on that exhale. Just allowing that light to flow, see it and vision it's flowing, just washing away anything stuck. Let's just wash away any hooks, cords, any attacks of energy. Let's just shift that. Beautiful. Feeling your feet on the floor. If your feet on the floor, if your bottom's on the seat, we're going to just breathe in through the earth. We have that connection with Gaia, that cord with Gaia. Let's just breathe in. Breathe up into your root and relax. Root chakra, I say root, sorry. Base of your spine. Breathing in again, breathing in through the earth. Imagine breathing up into your heart and just relax. And do another breath. We're just going to breathe in the earth's energy, breathe that up to your head. And just relax and just feeling that energy, and just breathe and allow that energy to flow. Going down in your heart, and let's just expand, breathing in that love and filling our body. And allowing it to expand out beyond our body. Surrendering on that excess. Nice deep breath in again through the heart. So that you're in this beautiful sphere of energy. Yeah. And let's just breathe in that love. We do just flowing all through our bodies, sending that love to our bodies. And just breathing that love. And sending it out to everybody all over the world. We just do that again, breathing in love. Literally feel I'm just like in this ball of energy, and it's overflowing. And if there's anyone particularly you want to send to, think of them, any groups, or if not, just imagine that we're just sending that out, that love out over the world, bathing the world in a big ball of love. And every time we breathe in, we're receiving that love, and every exhale, we just allowing that love to wrap itself around the world, around each and every one of you watching this. And allowing you to feel that love that you are, and how loved you are. And allowing it to go wherever it needs to go. Be unattached to that. I have no control over that, but we do have control over us. So my dear friends, give yourself a big squeeze. Oh, thank you for being here live. Thank you, Babbies, for tuning into the collective. Deborah, for sharing your stuff, and there, everyone that has joined. I hope you've enjoyed this end of year, letting go and welcoming 2025. I will look forward to seeing you all in 2025. I will be back here on the Monday, the 6th of January, which is a very special friend of mine's birthday actually. And I look forward to seeing you all then. But until then, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful new year. I look forward to see you next year, and I'm sending you all so much love.